What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all having a great day. Brian Schottenheimer, head coach of the Cowboys. People are mad. People are mad as hell right now at the Joneses, as they should be. Everybody should be pissed off at the Joneses because they don't do their work and they do shovel a lot of shit at you. But I don't know that it should necessarily be the venom against Brian Schottenheimer. Reality is he's the head coach, whether you like it or not, and hopefully he's going to be better than advertised. Okay, I see some things that are probably positive, and maybe a lot of people right now are saying, well, he should have kept Mike McCarthy and things like that. But there's the thing about keeping coaches for more than 5 years. If you haven't been successful in 5 years, typically you're not going to be. And maybe the change will be good. I know people are going to say, you're just trying to sell it shit. You done a 180. You're a snake oil salesman. No, I believe me, I'm disappointed. I am really disappointed by how the season went. Damn, look at his hands. His hands are so big. I'm disappointed by the season, without a doubt, just like you. But we may see some things that we really and truly like with this team. And listening to Brian Schottenheimer out there, I can guarantee you there'll be an emphasis on being able to run the football. And that's something that is key in football. Is you'll make the quarterback that much better when you can run that football. You really can. Because when you can run the football and do play action, it makes it so much easier for the quarterback because you're sucking in the linebackers, and you're also getting the defensive linemen where instead of rushing upfield, knowing we're going after the quarterback, they hesitate. And I dare say it changes the type of personnel that you're going to keep. I think this bodes well for Terrence Steele. I think this bodes well on why Terrence Steele will be back for the Cowboys, because he is, you can say, lacking when it comes to pass blocking. He is lacking. He needs some help. But he is a great, this is where it's crazy, because he's a great run blocker. Incredible run blocker. But he's not great in pass coverage. Well, if you're passing the ball 65% of the time, then that's a problem. But if you're more balanced, and instead of people being able to tee off, because this is the difference. This is the difference of when you are balanced, your passing becomes more effective because you're worried about stopping that run on first and second down. And if on first down you can make 4 or 5 yards, defense doesn't know. Are they running it or are they passing it? And you got to be prepared for both. With the Cowboys, especially the first half of the season where we had Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott as our 1 and 2 running backs, didn't nobody care about our running game. They knew they weren't going to beat them with Zeke and Dalvin Cook. Wasn't going to happen. And so they focused more of getting after the quarterback. Pin your ears back. If Zeke gets free, okay, big deal. He can't go to the house. But if you can hit the quarterback and knock him the F out, then we in great shape. And see, this is the thing people don't understand. When you become one-dimensional, when you cannot run the football, everything tightens down. Everything tightens down. You're getting double covered on your number one receiver. Your separation gets to be smaller, which means the area that you have to throw for somebody to be open isn't there. And that's where you get takeaways. So when we've gotten to playoffs, the two things that we have not been able to do is run the football and stop the run. Well, I think you'll get an emphasis on being able to run the football and getting balance. See, the problem for the Cowboys this year was the problem completely was, which led to Dak Prescott getting injured. People will say, well, Dak just threw the football and he pulled his hamstring. Well, yes, technically that's right, but you'll see a few plays before that when he ran that he got up kind of funny. And then when he planted on that leg, that it gave. It gave. It was done. And that's how he tore it. And I can go back through and I can say us having CeeDee Lamb running the football 3-4 times a game, making Dak run the football, was trying to make up for the fact that we couldn't run the football with our running backs. And I believe that those two things, trying to make guys that aren't built to be running backs, led to the injuries. Give me I'm not trying to do position flex. Well, he's a receiver, he can run the football. No, Stephen Jones, shut the fuck up. I don't want that. I want to be able to run the football with the running back. I want to be able to line up and run up the middle with my running back and pick up 4 or 5 yards. And if we could do that, I'm more than happy to say, CeeDee, you're just a receiver. Catch the football. And Dak, run on occasion, but I just want you to get the ball to CeeDee when you have to throw. And that's the key thing you have to understand about balance. You look at all the teams that are in the playoffs. You looked at Buffalo yesterday. You looked at Kansas City. Both of those guys are rushing the ball like 130 plus yards in the third quarter. Literally, I watched Buffalo get the go-ahead touchdown, and they went 80-some yards, and they had one pass of 7 yards. They literally were able to impress their will by running the football. They got more yards on that one drive, than we have had in the last 3 playoff games. In any one of them, for the whole game. That should tell you where the emphasis needs to go. Now think about this. With Brian Schottenheimer was the hand of the king, as I called it, who was here. When Dak comes off the field, it was Brian Schottenheimer who's there with them, with the tablet, going over the plays and so on. Mike McCarthy's calling the play. I get you on that. But he's the one that's implementing it with Dak and going through the whole process. And with that, you had a season where Dak had 36 TDs, 9 interceptions, and we had 1,900 yards rushing with just Tony Pollard getting 1,000 yards and only getting 4.1 yards a carry. Think about taking that same offense and adding a younger wide receiver than Brandon Cooks and adding a running back like Genty in there who's going to get more than 4.1 yards a carry. Your offense would be really, really good. And that's the first start right there. Now we got to get the defense together. And if the Joneses get off their freaking ass in this whole thing that we can't, and look at free agency to get a few of these positions to get yourself an elite defensive tackle and plug some of these holes, the team could turn it around really quick from this year. There you have it. Peace.